What is going on, YouTube? You got Ernest and Ralph, ER Sports, here to talk to you about what we love the most, and that is NBA professional basketball. First and foremost, bro, how you doing?
Excellent, my man. NBA Finals time, man. Best time of the year.
Bro, it's interesting. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm pretty sure we'd all like to see a change. Raptors, Kawhi Leonard doing his thing big.
Yep.
But we're not here to talk about the NBA Finals.
No.
That's what ESPN and FS1 is for. You guys want to know about that? Click on those channels. They're talking about it every second. You know, we like to talk about the future, what's going on in the future NBA topics. And as we've talked about, we've done the off season, we've done the draft lottery. But we want to go ahead and go into the next subject, which is individual NBA teams.
Yes, sir.
But before we do that, first and foremost, everybody from the ER Sports Nation, we want to thank you so much for the love and the support. But we need way more people to get on this bandwagon. We need way more people to show us love and support.
Jump on early.
Absolutely. So definitely, guys, hit that like button. Share it on social media. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your sisters, tell everybody about it. And if you haven't subscribed, you want to hit that subscribe button. We want to build this group bigger. So thank you so much for everyone that supported. So let's get on to the show. Now, as we mentioned, we've discussed the offseason. Now we're going to go to individual teams, and the first team we're going to go to by popular demand is our team, the Miami Heat. As you know, guys, we're from Miami, 305, born and bred Miami Heat fans. And everybody knows, we all know the culture and history of the Miami Heat. We didn't do it big with Alonzo Mourning. We struck big, getting the big three, LeBron, Wade, Bosh, that big era. 4 straight NBA Finals. We won 2 championships. D-Wade got us 3. Then Chris Bosh got the blood clots.
Yeah.
LeBron left.
Yep.
You know, now Dwayne Wade's retired.
Yep.
So now the Miami Heat is in a completely new era.
Yes, sir.
And it's the culture era. That's pretty much what they like to call it. This
Yeah.
is the Miami Heat culture era. So guys, we want to discuss to you a little bit about where the Heat are at right now. Where can they be? Are they possible players in the 2019 season? You know, so we're going to get a little bit into the topic about that. And first and foremost, brother, I want to ask you, we kind of know what the contract situation and what's going on with the Heat, but I want to ask you, man, from what you see, you think Miami Heat can do anything this offseason?
So let me go ahead and put our Miami Heat in a nutshell. We are right now what I hate to call basketball purgatory. All right, guys. So what does that mean for all you guys who are new to the NBA or not familiar with that saying? When you're in basketball purgatory, that means you're not good enough to contend, but you're not bad enough to get a top 3, top 5 draft pick to go ahead and draft your next potential superstar. So that's the position that we're in right now, my man. Right now at this moment, if I'm not mistaken, we are 2nd or 3rd in highest payroll in the whole NBA. It's fine for the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
And it's fine perhaps for maybe a team like the Philadelphia 76ers. But when you're a team like the Miami Heat, Spanish lovers, no bueno. So right now what we got going on is this, guys. We have a lot of big time salaries. Well, let's not call it big time salaries, but we got big time money, you know, distributed amongst a lot of players. So we have what I also would call the perfect team you want to put around a superstar.
Exactly.
So let's look at this Miami Heat team, the way it's constructed, the way they have the pieces there. You put this exact same team right now next to a Kawhi Leonard, we're doing what the Toronto Raptors are doing right now.
Absolutely.
And we are in the NBA Finals. You put this team next to a Antetokounmpo, we're doing the same thing Milwaukee did. Either losing in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals or perhaps moving on to the NBA Finals. You put Kevin Durant on this team. I think you guys know where I'm going with this. So this is the type of perfect team you want to put around a superstar. There's only one problem. We don't have that superstar.
Exactly.
We don't have that superstar, nor do we have the cap space to go ahead and bring in a superstar like him.
Exactly.
Like any of them. So, guys, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to break it down pretty much where our salary situation is and what some potential moves that we could possibly make to maybe contend. So let's look at it right now. The only changes that could actually be made this offseason would be 2 guys. Hassan Whiteside and Goran Dragic. For you guys who don't know, they're both on player options. All right, they have 1 more year remaining on the deal with their player options. What a player option means is you can either pick it up, remain with your current team for 1 additional year, or you can terminate that contract and become a non-restricted free agent. What do I believe is Hassan Whiteside will pick up that option. I don't think Hassan Whiteside can get anywhere near in the off season what he can get from the Miami Heat on the last year of the deal.
Yeah.
I think Dragic could be the wild card, where Dragic could go ahead and say, okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm 33 years old. I can take that guaranteed $18 million, 18 to 19 million. Or the way the game is played today, I think it actually helps Goran Dragic. He's a player who can handle the basketball, he can shoot the three, and he actually is a good rotational player as well.
Exactly.
You know, he's good at moving the ball. He also creates offense as well. So I can see a scenario that Goran Dragic actually could opt out, become a free agent. We discussed some potential teams. You know, we mentioned probably Dallas is an opportunity, and maybe who knows if the Lakers strike out, maybe Dragic could always be an option for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if LeBron gets desperate, or the Lakers in general.
True.
So
True.
those are the really only two scenarios I see. In terms of that, everybody else is kind of locked in. You got our boy Jay Rich. You know, mad love for him. He still hasn't really reached that level that you say that he can be like one of the main pieces on the championship
Yeah,
team.
they were really moving this season to making him the guy. You know, he was averaging over 20 points in the beginning of the year. You know, they were going to him at the last second of the games, but the problem with Jay Rich was that he was making too many mistakes. You know, you give him the ball at the last second and he would turn over.
Well, he's a young guy.
Exactly.
He's a
But
young
then
guy.
that's why they started deferring more towards Wade. And before Wade came back, Richardson has been the guy. So the last 2 years they've really gone with him. I don't think, like you said, I don't think he really is proving that he is the guy. He's a great number two. Great number two. But not the guy, man. I don't see
No, and even at number 2 on the championship team, I don't see it. Not in this day and era. Can he be a starter on the championship team?
Yes.
Of course he can.
He does, and he does
Absolutely.
all the little things that you want in a team.
Yeah, so bottom line, Jay Rich, he's on a relatively friendly contract. Yeah, he signed a 4-year, $44 million contract two years ago. We also re-upped Wenzel 3 years, $33 million.
Which is
36.
good,
Yeah, 3
good,
years,
very
$36
good
million
contract.
as well. So they're at a good number considering their potential. And we also have Bam Adebayo, you know what I mean? A
Love
young
that
up-and-coming
guy.
center.
Love
Yeah,
that
the
guy.
guy has potential. He has the ability to run up and down the floor. He can get above the basket. Those alley-oops, you know, he's had a few of those.
Good ball handler too. He can distribute. He can drive the fast lane. Very good.
Yeah. He's a very athletic guy, so
Big time.
I like his promise as well. Now you have the other pieces that we have over there. None of them are bad. James Johnson, Dion Waiters, and Kelly Olynyk.
None of them are bad. What do you mean none of them are bad? Hang on a second, bro. You gave $60 million to James Johnson, a guy who had, yes, a couple really good games, but how many people were down and injured for him to have those games? Dude, no way can you call James Johnson's contract not a bad contract. Terrible decision.
Okay, so the fact that we have a player by the name of Ryan Anderson making $21 million.
We didn't give him that money. We traded for him. We gave Tyler Johnson $50 million for 4 years. That was ridiculous. I don't know, man. When we let Gordon Hayward and Kevin Durant, we didn't get those guys.
Yep.
Riley just started throwing out these contracts, and at first you're like, not that bad. No, James Johnson's was terrible. Terrible. And you can't say anything about Ryan Anderson. It wasn't our decision. So we have
I just threw Ryan Anderson in the
yeah, we have a couple bad contracts though, dude, because you're giving, with James Johnson's contract back, Tyler Johnson's, thank God we were able to trade that. Because Ryan Anderson is the back. He's on a team option. We can let that go.
Yeah.
So that ended up being good for us. Now, what I don't really look as a bad contract, and I see someone that might still have potential upside, is Dion Waiters, man. Dion Waiters was having a great run in 2017. Unfortunately, he got broken down by the ankle. But let's look at this. When he came back for the 2018 season, he was playing really good. Then they took him down for the year. This year, he came back from the injury. He was getting back into shape, but he didn't really play the full form. He still averaged 12 points. Not that bad. I feel, give Dion Waiters the offseason. Let him get into right shape. Now coming back, this is Dion Waiters' true testament season. I don't really feel it's a time for Miami Heat to pull the panic button on Dion Waiters. He still can provide something. He's 27 years old. He still really plays well with the ball. We saw glimpses of that 2017 Dion Waiters this year. I feel that with enough time, good enough shape, give him the ball, this is the guy that can go. Who knows, bro? He was our number one guy 2 years ago. You never know.
And that's sad.
Yeah.
So bottom line, guys, I don't agree with my brother on his perspective of Dion Waiters. I think Dion Waiters is a guy that he is what he is. He's a slightly undersized shooting guard. He's not as big even as James Harden. I think he measures about 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
He's a little bit like, he's not the quickest guy. He's not the best defender. He's not a great shooter. He's not a great distributor. I think when you're going with these guys, he's pretty much an average player in the NBA.
Yeah.
He's a guy who came out being the 4th overall pick from Cleveland and never quite lived up to that type of player that people felt coming out of college that he actually could be. And right now, my man, I think we're just in a situation right now where we say, okay, Dion Waiters, he can be a nice role player on a contending team. I don't see him as a starter.
Okay.
I don't see him as a starter, nor do I also see Jamie Johnson as a starter,
Yeah.
nor do I see Kelly Olynyk as a starter. But unfortunately, that's the situation where we're in. So let's look at the reality of it right now. So we have all these guys in the books. Dion Waiters for a couple more years. James Johnson for a couple more years. Kelly Olynyk for a couple more years. You know the situation on Hassan Whiteside and Goran Dragic. And even if Dragic and Whiteside opted out, they would still not put the Miami Heat enough under the cap to even have near enough for a max free agent.
Gotcha.
And even then, if you're a max free agent, are you really looking at Whiteside? Are you looking at Dragic and say, oh, I can contend with them? And imagine Miami Heat without them. Okay, they don't even have Whiteside or Dragic.
Yeah.
And I really contend down there. Really, Miami, all they have to sell is the legacy of Pat Riley.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his ability to build championship teams and their exposure. And also their owner, Yomi Garrison, that he's proven that he's willing to go ahead and spend, maybe not like other owners, you know, but he's willing to go into the luxury tax. He
We've
has
seen it,
proven that. He has proven that. So unfortunately, this offseason, Miami Heat's tale is really not going to be about free agency. If we do plan on improving, it's going to be more about trades.
Exactly.
So there's really 2 routes that Miami Heat could go. Number 1, tankathon, which right now we proved even tanking is not the best approach anymore.
No.
We saw what happened with the draft lottery,
Yeah.
you know, and with the new percentage, the new system that
Yeah,
came out.
yeah.
Tanking is not in your best interest
It
right now.
isn't.
So I understand Riley trying to put the most competitive team out there. So I don't really see that as an option at this point. The second option will be trades.
Yeah.
Trades right now, try to look out there, see if there's different ways we can try to improve the team and everything. We do have the 13th overall pick,
Very true.
so we could go ahead and try to package that maybe with a couple pieces if Riley chooses to, and try to go ahead and improve that starting lineup, bring another veteran. I don't think we're going to have the ability to bring a young star like we potentially have with Jimmy Butler coming in. We mentioned Jimmy Butler at the top. You know, for us to have any hope of actually trying to reacquire Jimmy Butler, we'd have to hope that Philadelphia is willing to work out a sign and trade.
True.
Now, I'm not saying Philadelphia wouldn't be prone to it, wouldn't be willing to do it, because maybe Philadelphia said, okay, you know what? We'd rather get something for Jimmy Butler than lose him for nothing.
Exactly.
And Jimmy Butler approaches Philadelphia front office and says, look, I would like to go to the Heat. Let's go ahead and facilitate a sign and trade. Then maybe they can revisit. I don't think Jay Rich is going to be in the cards anymore, not at this point. But is it possible maybe they can go ahead and pick up a Winslow and the 13th overall pick along with another piece? Maybe they can go ahead and work out something where they want Bam Adebayo to go ahead with another contract.
Yeah.
Maybe they pick up Ryan Anderson's team option, and then they can go ahead and trade Ryan Anderson to Philadelphia. Now that's a trading chip for Philadelphia to ship off with somebody else,
Exactly.
along with the 13th overall pick that Miami has. So that's really the route that I see, my man, that Heat going is on the trade avenue. But other than that, my man, our options are really limited.
Yeah, and I mean, going back to before, you discussed a little bit about Whiteside and Dragic, and you know me, you're the analytics. I like to dig deep. I like to see what are the rumors, what are people saying, what are what are the little feelings that's going on. And things that I've heard was at the end of the season, they brought in every single individual player in the room. Obviously, they have a meeting with them, and with Whiteside and Dragic, the thing with them is that if they pick up their team option, one of the things that's going to be held on to them is their starting roles. As we saw, they lost them last year. Whiteside lost the starting role to Adebayo. Dragic lost the starting role to Winslow. So I'm pretty sure that's the avenue Miami's going to be going to. So maybe that has something to do with them staying. As we agree, Whiteside is not going to leave a $27 million contract on the table. He's not getting that anywhere else. The only person that might do an opt-out is Dragic. With Whiteside, what I feel that might happen, he can opt in, and once, let's say the Lakers don't get everybody they want, they can make an offer for him. There might be a team that might want to do it, but I think a guy like Whiteside, playing time is a big deal for him. We saw the last 2 years, all this drama that's happened between him and Spoelstra. His minutes has gone down from 35 minutes a game all the way down to 22. His numbers are being diminished as we're seeing, and it's for 7 feet guys. When you're in your 30s, you don't have a lot of time left. It's not like you're a shooting guard and you still have all this time. Your time is very, very credited. So from what we've discussed, we know the Heat really can't do anything in free agency unless they make a lot of trades. And they have the 13th pick. They have a lot of nice young pieces. The Miami Heat can make some big trades. As we've seen in the past, Pat Riley is big on trades. He will make a trade, but only if it's beneficial to him. So we've discussed everything from the Miami Heat, guys. I believe we've discussed all the best topics out there. It's not like they're a hot team that has like huge amount of cap space. This is a team that's going to have to dig deep and make some moves. But as we've seen, this culture team, this brother love, and this unit, it ain't working. It hasn't worked in 2 years.
It's not, and then, I mean, bottom line, like I said, the only hope for Miami Heat is to go ahead and try to make some trades. If you really want to help and go ahead and climb that Eastern Conference ladder, there's really select guys. I look out there. They're not going to go ahead and make a trade for Anthony Davis. They don't have the resources to do that. They're not going to go ahead and be in the play for what we discussed in our previous video of Ben Simmons. If Philadelphia actually considered actually doing something like that. And they're not going to be a player of free agency.
No.
I mean, there are a couple guys out there that could possibly be had, that could possibly improve the Miami Heat. You and me saw a clip on the internet the other day discussing Mike Conley.
Yep.
You know, that is a possibility. I do like Mike Conley, even though he's grossly overpaid, but he's still an underrated player.
Yeah.
As crazy as it is, he could be the most overpaid, most underrated player in the whole NBA. It's crazy how you put that one team together, but he really is one of those. And I think he will be a nice fit in this Miami Heat team. Okay, maybe they can go ahead and they can call Memphis. You know you're going to go ahead and draft Ja Morant with the 2nd overall pick. Maybe Memphis wants Mike Conley to be a tutor to him. Maybe not. Maybe the Memphis says, okay, you know what? We want to start a new era in this team. We're going to move on with Jaren Jackson Jr. and also Ja Morant. So maybe they reach out and maybe they can work out something with Miami. And they say, okay, you know what? We'll go ahead. We can offer you the expiring contract, well, it's on Whiteside, for example. And we could also maybe offer you a young piece along with that draft pick. And that will give Memphis pretty much, it'll kickstart their rebuilding. And if Drogic does walk out, you give Mike Conley the opportunity to slide in there to that starting point guard spot. And I think it will be a nice fit. Along with the players, with Justice Winslow, with a Jay Rich, with a Bam Adebayo.
Yeah.
You know? So I really think
that is the guy that they can go to at the last second. You know,
absolutely.
Mike Conley has proven in the past that you give him the ball at the last second, he can deliver. And if we've seen anything with this Miami Heat team, that's what they're lacking.
Yeah.
They try to defer towards Dwayne Wade, but at 37 years old, he couldn't do it every single night. That's what this team needs. Every single game, you see it. They never die. If they're down by 20, they're going to come back. The problem we see with the Heat, they get these huge leads, and then at the end of the game, they lose it. Or they're right there. They're tied at the last second. They give the ball to Jay Rich. He turns it over, or they give it to Wade, and he misses the shot. No. They need a closer. Somebody.
Mike Conley can close.
And if that's the case, man, Mike Conley would be a great fit. But guys, we want to hear from you. You know, we have our own opinions. Some things we agree with, some we don't. But hey, at the end of the day, that's what debates are all about. But we are Sports Nation. We want to hear from you, especially for the Miami Heat fans. What do you guys think? Do you have any other topics that you want us to talk about? Is there anything else that you might think that the Heat can do that we haven't discussed? We want to hear it from you guys. But more importantly, we want you to give us your support. Continue showing us the love. Hit that like button. Share on social media. And most importantly, guys, comment. Let us know what you think. Give us some topics you want us to talk about. And if you have not hit that subscribe button, definitely do that, guys. We want to build this ER Sports to what we know it could definitely be. And before I have to go, just like I always ask, brother, anything you want to add?
You said a mouthful, my man. So guys, thank you again. We appreciate the love. We'll pack out.
And that's enough said.